This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aerial XL, built to make sure your rig is seen when it matters most. On scene, visibility saves time and prevents confusion. Aerial XL's illuminated number boards cut through the dark, the smoke, and the chaos, so command and incoming units know exactly where you are. From a truck stage down the block to an engine at the hydrant, your company's identity is clear and unmistakable. Installation is simple, the build is rugged, and every board is engineered for maximum visibility and durability. Aerial XL helps your department stand out, be seen, and stay safe. Check them out at aerialxl.com. That's AIRELXL.com, or call 855-700-0125. Aerial XL, because being seen makes all the difference.
The standard is when they come in the door, this is how we do it here. This is our house, and this is our standard. And if you want to be a part of our company, our organization, we don't believe in minimum standards and we don't believe in check boxes. We believe in our standard, period. That, to me, is the sign of a winning culture. That, to me, is a winning team. To get that coveted spot at Rescue 3, the amount of work, he yesterday spit out information on the PSI of 4-inch and 6-inch Douglas fir. I pulled him aside. I was like, I didn't know that. Those are those things that when you have your standard and you dial in your expectations, that is where the winning comes from. This speaks for itself. Control what you can control. If it's in your purview and you can do it, do it. I think what's really interesting is that comment 3 down from there. That's above my pay grade. I'm guilty. Like I said at the beginning of this program, every single thing I talk about, I'm guilty of. I'm 100% guilty of. I've done it. I've said that. That's above my pay grade. It's a freaking cop-out. That's a cop-out. That's you not wanting to invest the time, energy, or desire to help somebody or to do something more. That's above my pay grade. Yeah, but can you instill maybe effective change? Can you give your ideas and opportunities? Can you help offer a solution? You want to make solutions? You want your organization to succeed and thrive? We need the right people at the table. So control what you can control. Do you want to promote? Nah, I'm very happy being a 20-year backstep guy. I really don't feel like getting into the captain spot. I don't feel like, testing for battalion chief. I feel like I can't make an impact there. These guys are old and stuffy. So what's happening? The wrong people are getting a seat at the table. You want firemanship in your fire department? Put the right people at the table. The guys that are good and great firefighters deserve to have a seat at that table. But if they're not willing to put themselves through the process and put themselves at the table, we'll never affect change. If we have guys that are promoting, that are getting to the table, or in the volunteer service, they're volunteers in here, guys that are elected to a position because the more senior guys don't want to put the effort in anymore, we're putting people with inexperience. We're putting people that lack people skills. We're putting people that lack life experience at the table to make decisions for you. We need to have the right people at the table. And the people that I want at the table that's writing policy, changing guidelines, and pushing our people to train and be stronger and better are the ones that I want to go to fires with. Like Eric Budd in the back, my name's Jeremy, and I like to go to fires. Period. That's what this is all about. It's a long game. I find today, and we're going to get into patience in a minute, I find today we lack patience more than ever, and I'm going to get into that in a few. But this is a long game. It goes quick. If you ask any of the guys that have years in, they're going to tell you that it went very fast, and the guys that are retiring are going to tell you it even went faster. But truly, it is a long game. We can't get instant gratification. We can't push the experience any further. You can come to conferences, you can train, you can make yourself better, but the fireground truly, truly is the defining moment. So the more opportunity you get on the fire ground, the better you become and your pedigree gets stronger. It gives you perspective. It makes you better rounded. Makes you a better firefighter, which can make you a better leader. But this is a long game, and I challenge the young kids that are young, hungry, and aggressive. Every single thing is at their fingertips these days. Everybody can get instant answers. You can go right on your phone and get the answer. There's always a guy that ruins bar trivia now because he just goes right to his phone and looks it up. He takes the fun out of the game. We have immediate answers in society today, but the fire service isn't built like that. It is a long game. It is a long game. You cannot rush the process. So, humility is a funny thing. And accountability, I think, is one thing that's lacking. When we think about today, what do we all love to do? We love to blame. We love to point the finger. We love to take on the persona that it's not you. You're not responsible for it. It's not your problem. I think what we need to do is get better at accepting accountability for ourselves. That's what I've been doing. I talk about as I get older, with maturity comes clarity. I believe that. I'm a different person today than I was 5 years ago, than I was 10 years ago, and 25 years ago, for sure. But do you own your shit? If you're running a three-man engine or a three-man truck, say you're on a three-man truck and you're riding the back seat and your job is to go to the rear. Make entry in the rear, give a report from the rear as the chauffeur's setting up. The officer's going in to open up, and that guy's going around to the back. Find a second way in, open up. You're on your own back there. When you screw up or drop the ball, do you own it? Or because you look over your shoulder and nobody was there, and you go, whoo, that was a close one. Nobody saw that, right? What do you do with that? Do you go back to the firehouse and talk about it? Are you man or woman enough to own it? I struggled with that for a long time. Accountability, right? It's one of those things. And I think this is where growth is. If you want personal growth, you have to accept responsibility for who you are and what you do. And I think so often today we love to deflect. We love to blame someone else because it's easier. Again, the negativity. It's easy to be negative. It's easy to point the finger. It's so much harder to accept responsibility. This drives me bananas. Character and integrity, what is it, right? It's doing the right thing when nobody's looking. Who are you? This is important to me. I talked about it before. You know, a lot of the messages, I get a lot of messages, emails, text message, DMs and stuff from people. And a lot of them go like this: Jeremy, I'm drowning. I'm in a fire department that doesn't want to train. I'm in a company that doesn't have direction. I'm hungry. I'm young. I want to do this. Or I get the older guys: Jeremy, I'm so frustrated with my career. I can't wait to get out. I don't love it anymore. I'm tired of the disconnect. I'm tired of the back talk. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. Every single thing I get from people is negative. People seeking answers. People looking for more. And before I console them, my ideas or thoughts about their situation, because if they're reaching out, how dare I not? I asked them, I said, are you being true to yourself? Are you sure this isn't your problem? Are you sure that you're not just deflecting? Do you look at yourself in the mirror? Have you put in an honest day? Do you work hard? Because here's the thing for me. I find today that a lot of people do something for the show of it. More people hike and spend time in the outdoors today than ever before. It's because they want the Instagram photo. Now, if Instagram's the catalyst to get more people to hike and be more outdoorsy, that's great. But what's the purpose? They're showing off for others. And so I challenge you, are you doing it to make yourself better, to grow your character and integrity, or are you doing it for the wrong reasons? I think that matters. I think that matters. And so I would ask these people, do you hold yourself accountable? Are you doing everything you can? Because here's the thing. The kid that says, hey, I'm drowning here. My department doesn't want to train. Well, great. Are you out there every single day pushing yourself? Are you building character within yourself? Are you going out and throwing that 24 in the back parking lot every single day by yourself? Because if you were, I promise you, they will come. I keep going back to Eric, but his program yesterday is spot on with all this. Mask-up drill by himself, the next thing you know, there's one guy, two guys, four guys. The whole company's now doing mask-up drills with gloves on. It's infectious, but you have to be willing to put the work in, and they will come. The field of dreams, if you build it, they will come. I believe that. And I think a lot of people today stand around and complain. Our organization's broken, my company sucks, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing about it? Are you pushing yourself to be better? If you push yourself to be better, the rest will come. Now, here's the caveat to all this. What you don't get to do is after you throw that 24 for 2 weeks straight, maybe one guy starts to come hang out. Maybe a second guy starts to come hang out. Hey, man, you mind if I throw my gloves on and give you a hand with that? I'd love to. It's infectious. I promise you it is. But it takes work, time, commitment. It's a long game. But what you don't get to do is then go inside and be like, hey, assholes, look at me out there. I'm better than you. And that's a big part of our problem, and it goes back to what I'm talking about with Instagram. Taking pictures so you can show everyone else what you're doing. Beating your chest, because that's what's important to you. Going in and telling everybody, yeah, look at me, I'm better than you because I'm outside doing this all by myself, and you frickin' guys are lazy and sitting in the recliners. You know how much buy-in you're going to get if you pull that? None. None. And if you're doing it for the right reasons, you don't need to go pound your chest and tell everybody how much better you are than them. They'll see it. They know it. And then they're going to start feeling a little uneasy because all of a sudden you keep pushing yourself to be better. And they're realizing that on the fire ground, the Great Divide, that is where then you run circles around them. And anybody with a self-ounce of dignity will realize they need to get their ass in that parking lot throwing 24s with you. It is a long game, a long process, and we need to be sure that we are in it for the right reasons. If you're there for the show, if you're there for the look, it ain't going to stick. True winning cultures push each other to be better, stronger, and bigger. True winning cultures want the best for their people because when their people are the best they can be, their service to the mission and the public they serve is top shelf, period. It's the standard. That's where minimum standards don't exist. Complacency is minimum standards. Comfort is minimum standards. Our standard is much, much better than that. Nancy Reagan, how old are you?
21.
What's your name?
Logan.
Logan? Jeremy. You smoke crack?
No.
Good. In the 80s, the Just Say No campaign, you older guys know what I'm talking about. The frying pan on the TV commercial. You have no idea what I'm talking about right now, right? There's a frying pan. They crack 2 eggs in it. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? And the eggs are sizzling away. In the 80s, during the crack epidemic, Nancy Reagan got on TV. Now, if you guys didn't know, Ronald Reagan was a president of our country. I don't know, some of you probably weren't even born yet. The Just Say No campaign. Well, I think so many leaders in our fire service today grew up in this time frame, and I think Nancy Reagan did an incredible job educating them about the power of just saying no. Because so many of our leaders today say no. Company officers, chief staffs, administration staffs, no. You know what the no does? The no controls the narrative. If you have leaders that lack their own efficiency, you have leaders that don't have confidence in their own skills and abilities, they will always tell you no. That is how they control the environment. It's only leaders, bosses, chiefs that are confident in their own skills and abilities will they give you a yes. That yes empowers their people. That yes gives them latitude. That yes shows you that that boss is comfortable in his own skin, his own experience, because he wants his people to pick up their game and to promote past him. A solid leader wants more for their people. They want more for the mission. and he'll do anything it takes to get them there. It is the control-hungry, just-say-no bosses that hold people back. They lack personal growth. Your company will never grow. Your fire department will never innovate and change because it's being held by the puppet master that has to say no because he's scared of his own experience. He's scared of his own knowledge, and he knows he has better people below him that could run circles around him. This Just Say No campaign is bullshit. It's poison. Now, real talk, there is a time for no, right? On the fire ground, we have SOGs. We have things that we do there that we don't have room for conversation. You want to make entry? Great. That's your job. Go do it. You want to do this? You want to do that? Hey, what if I do this? Maybe not. That's a no. We'll talk about it later. But I'm talking about people that want to do more. Hey, Cap, I saw this new hose load. I think it would do really well for us. Any lazy, complacent captain will tell them, no, listen, man, we've done it this way for 20 years. We're not going to change it now. Yeah, but Cap, I'm telling you, it was really cool. We went to training. We trained on it at this conference. The captain looks at him and is like, you went to a conference? Would you do that on your own time? Would you pay out of pocket for that? They bust their chops over something like that where we should be empowering them and finding them the funding and giving them the opportunity to go to training. A no boss will hold his people back, make them feel little, talk down to them. If you tell that kid, you know what, let's go train on that front bumper line today. We haven't stretched it in a month. We haven't had a car fire, bullshit, nuisance fire, whatever. Let's stretch that line today. Let's train on it. Then pack it the way you did it. Let's see how well that deploys for us. A confident and comfortable boss in his own skills and abilities will give the kid the opportunity to show something new. And then it takes a really good boss to say, you know what, that worked really well. Maybe we want to incorporate that. I need you to have patience, but we might roll this out. This might take over how we've done it in the past. Willing to learn, willing to grow. But you know what I find so common? Those bosses just tell you, no, we don't do it that way. We're not interested in doing it that way. We've always done it this way, and I have no room for growth here. That Just Say No campaign destroys culture. Destroys culture. You limit the growth of your people. All I want is to watch the guys around me pass me up. I believe that. And I used to be a loser. I used to be the guy that didn't want people to do better than me. Today, I'm inspired by those that are better than me. I want people to get better personally and in the firehouse. And so that Just Say No campaign, it's bullshit. It's for the birds. We need to start empowering people with a yes. We need to have confident leaders and bosses that allow for their people to thrive. You want a winning culture? That is how we do it. But we have to be sure that those in the positions of making decisions are the ones that deserve to be in the positions that make the decisions. And that means the right people promoting or running for these spots, and that means getting our firefighters a seat at the table.
Wanted to see the inside of a fire apparatus manufacturing facility? Well, now's your chance. On Tuesday, September 23rd, HME Aarons Fox and the Dingus Fire Company are teaming up for a joint open house in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Join us for an all-access pass to the HME factory where you'll walk the floor and see firsthand how fire apparatus are built. From the raw materials to final assembly, you'll witness the craftsmanship, the attention to detail, and most importantly, the people who pour their pride and skill into every truck that leaves the line. You'll also experience a live demonstration of the SAM water control system and get hands-on time with their latest rigs during their drive and ride event. From there, we'll visit the Grand Rapids Fire Department's brand new station, check out their brand new HME Aarons Fox Core 62 engine. So do me a favor, mark your calendars. Come join me on September 23rd in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Come see the process, meet the builders, experience the future of fire apparatus with HME Aarons Fox and the Dingus Fire Company.
My term. Helicopter officering, otherly known as micromanagement. Helicopter parenting, people don't let their kids fall down. Can't fall down on the playground because I'm on top of them. Wrap them in bubble wrap. We live in a world today where we don't let kids fall down. We live in a world today where people don't get punched in the face. I want to go back to playground fights. I want to go back to kids getting punched in the face. It was one of the most humbling experiences of my life in 7th grade when his kid Kareem knocked me out on the bus. I was a bully. I was the big kid on the bus, and this kid stepped up, clocked me, cheap shot, but clocked me. Clocked me. And I had to walk around 3 months with a badge of dishonor on my face. You want to talk about humble? You're the biggest kid on the school bus, and you got the biggest black eye I've ever seen. We have to let our firefighters work. We have to let our people make mistakes. A confident and strong leader allows for mistakes to happen and then helps correct them. Let the mistakes happen. This is a craft. It is a trade. You're a contractor, a plumber, an electrician. There's apprenticeship programs for people in the trades. You have to make mistakes to learn. And only after making mistakes and learning the job can you then get innovative and creative and find those little tips of the tricks or the shortcuts. But you're 20 years off before you could start doing that shit. We need our people to be able to work. Firefighters want to go to fires. Who doesn't want to practice their trade? Who doesn't want to have that conversation at the back step when we're racking hose? Who doesn't want to get back to the firehouse and all the bullshit and drama that's been in the firehouse cleans up for 24, 48 hours because we just got back from a great first due job? Fires make everything better. Period. So let our people work. Chiefs, bosses, if you're in this room, I know I don't need to speak to you today because you're here. You're taking time away to be here. But I challenge you, just let your people work. Let them do their job. Don't worry about what color shirt they're wearing today, if their socks match. Don't worry about the little shit. When we have bosses and administrators worry about the tiniest little details, and yet those guys are running 25, 30 boxes a day, they're going out the door, talked about multiple shootings a day, multiple fires a day, and you're worried about what color socks they're wearing, you have it wrong. Focus on what we need to do, and that's the mission for the people. Not if you have a collared shirt on until 9 o'clock at night before you can go to T-shirts. Pick your battles and support your people and let them work. The mission over me, I talk about this. It's kind of that cliche thing, your fire coat, right? Your fire department's name on top, your name on the bottom. You got to give. Listen, I'm a realist, right? I firmly believe that we do need to sacrifice and give back to this job, and I think you all do too because you're here for a conference when you could have been fishing, sailing, hanging out with your wife, making her take you shopping, or, you know, whatever you like to do with your honey when you're home on your days off. I believe that this is a calling. I believe that you have to give to this. I believe that we bleed for it. We get sick for it. It causes angst and anxiety, anger, frustration, and incredible happiness. I am grateful for the American Fire Service every single day of my life. There are times that I don't want to ride a fire truck. There are times I don't want to go to the firehouse. There are times that I don't want to do this. But after I do, I'm grateful. It is such a good institution. Such a good institution. Why do we talk so badly about it? Why do we not treat it well? I think that we need to go all in on it. And when you allow yourself to go all in on the fire service, the return is 10 times over. I look at just with National Fire Radio alone, what I've been able to do and the friendships I've made. My Rolodex is tighter, stronger, and I have the best friends in my life today because I was willing to let myself go. I was willing to go all in on the fire service. And today, I have the best friends, the best circles, and people that have challenged me to be better than ever before. When you live in your echo chamber at home, and it's the same 4 bros rah-rahing you up, where's your growth? Where's your growth? What does your friend group look like? What does your fire company look like? Are you all the same? Are you guys cookie cutters? You guys just do the same shit together all the time? Where's the different people? Where are the ones challenging us? Where are the ones that are better than you? We're the ones that you aspire to be like. It took me a long time to figure that out. I love being the dumbest guy in the room. I truly do. I used to be the biggest mouth in the room. Today, I like to be the dumbest guy in the room. I'm in text groups with some of the biggest names in the American Fire Service, and I rarely speak in them, if at all. I'm honored to be in circles with people that I think have given me so much. My upbringing in the fire service, holy crap. The articles I read in fire engineering, the buff videos I used to watch, the buffing we would do in New York City, the ride-alongs, all that stuff made me fall in love with this job. And I think about that today, and I want that for all of you. I want you all to be able to fall in love with this thing and give yourself to it. And I promise you, as much as it will kick you in the teeth, like I talked about getting punched in the playground, yes, that's part of it. You know what you don't get to do? Throw in a towel. Quiet quitting, giving up, getting soft. Wah. Yeah, it sucks. There's days you're going to get kicked in the teeth. Yeah, it sucks. There's days that life is not fair. Now what? Now what? You're going to cry? Complain? Sure. But then 12 hours later, pick yourself back up and make a change, make a difference, push yourself, get back to this fire service. It is not perfect. Your marriage isn't perfect. Your children aren't perfect. Your jobs, your career, the firehouse, they're not perfect. Stop whining about it. Start doing something.
You know, it's a balance. And
National Fire Radio.